Raissa, thank you so much for joining us here today. I am so happy to speak with you, and I want to congratulate you, first of all, on being our SCBWI featured illustrator for August 2022. Yay!
Yay.
So happy to have you here. It's really important to me and to SCBWI to have our illustrators spotlighted and let the world know about all the great things that they're doing. So we're going to do a quick talk interview with you, and we want to know a little bit more about your work. So if you can tell me, first of all, tell me a little bit about your art process.
Okay, so my art process is pretty, I guess, squirrely and kind of messy. If I'm working digitally, I tend to not have a plan as to what the end illustration is going to look like. So I will throw down some color and kind of mash it around until I see something that reminds me of like, oh, that looks like normally I paint nature scenes. So maybe this looks like a tree or this looks like a bridge or something like that. And then I will go ahead and just move the illustration in that way. And then by the end, I think because I like doing environments more, I'll add in a kid like interacting with the environment at the end.
Mhm.
But I really do like drawing nature scenes.
So
Um,
is it a kind of an intuitive process for you? Instead of going out with a full plan, you're just kind of following what your soul is inspiring you to do?
yeah, I tend to, I guess, come up with better images, although because I haven't really done the other way, where you do like the thumbnail sketch and you come up with the whole thing, other than like the books I've done. I find this process to be a lot more free for me and not so contained. So it gives me a break from like my official book work.
So tell me a little bit about what inspires you and your work, specifically for children's illustration.
I'd say I look to other artists on Instagram. I follow, I don't even know how many, but some that come to mind are Pascal Campion. I love how he captures just like the simple moments in life, like the bond between, usually it's like parents and kids. And Marco Bucci has a very loose, like brushwork style that I get like really invigorated by. And Iraville. She's also on Instagram. And I've been following her work for I don't even know how long. She's like my goat for watercolors. And I have a tiny library of children's books that I wish I had a bigger bookcase for.
Yeah.
Because I also like to go there just to see how other artists have tackled um, their own books.
Yeah, and we always want more children's books, don't we?
Yeah,
It's just not enough space for them.
I know, I know.
So I have, hopefully it's showing on the screen. I have your artwork and your website here. And you told me a little bit about the different media that you like to use. What I really like about your digital illustration is it's very translucent and there's a lot of light that shows through it. It feels very traditional. Do you use like what traditional medias do you use, and do you work in digital in the same kind of way?
For traditional, because I'm still kind of figuring that part out. I'll attempt to do something like in watercolor. I have pastels, like I have all the tools because I just go out and buy them. Like I'm going to use this, and then it just sits there because I'm too afraid to use it.
Uh-huh.
But I will, if the painting doesn't come out or something happens, I'll just take a picture and then overlay that in digital. Try to see if I can use it somewhere there.
Mhm.
And I think it gives digital more of like a textural feel, because digital can be so like rigid looking and
Mhm.
it's beautiful, but it's kind of like the beef I have with 2D and 3D animation, because 3D it looks amazing and they render the hair perfectly and everything looks so like wow, I wish I could do that, but there's something that's missing, I think, still. And that's why I love like 2D animation over 3D. Which is not what you were asking, but that's where we landed.
Yeah, no, that's great. What keeps you inspired when it gets a little challenging? whether it's challenging because you don't have the inspiration, or it's challenging for whatever reason. What keeps you inspired?
Funny you ask that because I'm currently going through one of those periods where I just don't feel like painting anything, or everything I do, I'm just like, ugh, I don't know. But going on walks helps. Um, just trying to consume like different media, maybe going over an old children's book to get yourself inspired again. Um, well, when I figure it out, I will let you know.
Please do.
Yeah, no, because I do want to draw again, and I guess I had an added pressure from Instagram, like trying to keep up with that, and me just I look at the app, I was like, I don't want anything to do with this app right now. Like I just want to paint for myself,
Yeah,
and I think that that'll be the key.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes you got to shut everybody else and everything else out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. Well, before we go, I want to make sure that everyone knows how to get in touch, well, not get in touch with you, but to find you online. Let us know about your website and any social medias that you might want people to follow.
I'm Rizzy Fig, and that's RIZZYFIG across all platforms. I have an Instagram, a Twitter, and then a website.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your work with SCBWI. The work will be up for the month of August. And until then, we'll see you at the conference.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Exciting time. Exciting
yeah,
time. Yeah.
definitely. Thank you for having me.